Hello, Gemini. I want to speak to the part of you that listens beyond logic, the part that senses things before they happen, the part that often feels time differently than others. What I'm about to tell you isn't meant to impress or predict. It's simply a truth that's been waiting in your field. There are specific days that have already been placed on your timeline, long before your birth. Moments chosen not by chance, but by the deeper intelligence that guides all things. There is a kind of sacred architecture to your life, and within it, there are turning points, days that were never meant to feel ordinary, because they were never meant to be. These aren't opportunities you might stumble into if you make the right move. They are certainties. They were always going to happen, not because of anything you do, but because your soul agreed to them before you got here. These are the cosmic appointments where your path begins to shift, not through force or planning, but because the energy simply tilts. The momentum builds, and something opens. The universe does not need to shout to get your attention. These moments won't arrive with fireworks. They won't announce themselves with dramatic signs. Instead, they come like a strange, quiet breeze that touches the edges of your awareness, subtle but undeniable. And now, as you hear this, one of those days may already be moving toward you. You might not recognize it when it first arrives. It might look like a conversation, a delay, a thought you can't shake. But deep inside, a part of you will remember. That's the Chowahori's quiet rhythm of soul recognition. It's not about knowing the details. It's about feeling the pull. And that pull, Gemini, is how your transformation begins. Gemini, you were never meant to blend in. And deep down, you've always known this. You carry a frequency that isn't easy to define quick. Bright, fluid, and while others move in straight lines, you've always moved in spirals. You weren't born to follow predictable paths or live within fixed definitions. Your essence is built around connection, language, movement. You are here to transmit ideas that shift perspectives, to bridge worlds that others cannot even see, to let the winds of insight move through you and out into the collective. And while that can make you feel scattered at times, misunderstood even, it is also the source of your greatest gift. You may have noticed that your life doesn't unfold the way most people's does. Things change quickly. People come and go, plans shift, and just when you think you know where you're going, something else arrives unexpected, unplanned, but somehow exactly what was meant to be. The truth is, many of the most important moments in your life haven't come from logic or strategy. They've come from instinct, from flashes of clarity that had no explanation, from that sudden inner knowing that said, "Go now," or "Say this," or "Let it go." That's not randomness. That's the deeper rhythm of your soul, responding to something most others can't hear. This is how your marked days tend to unfold, not through structure, but through sudden alignment. They don't always make sense to the mind, but they make perfect sense to the part of you that listens through vibration, through feeling. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to respond to the unseen currents, and on the days that have been cosmically designated for your shift, that response will happen automatically, not because you planned it, but because your soul remembers what to do when the time comes. For those of you born between May 21st and May 31st, the days ahead are intricately tied to the power of your voice. Not just the literal voice, but the deeper vibration that carries through your words spoken, written, or even left unspoken. Communication becomes the bridge through which your destiny begins to unfold. And what may seem like an ordinary invitation to speak, write, or share will actually be the gateway to something far more significant. These are moments when your language carries weight, when your ideas land in hearts that are silently asking for guidance, and when your unique way of expressing truth becomes the very medicine someone else needs. Don't underestimate the ripple effect of what you choose to share. Now, these are the days where your message carries the weight of purpose. If you were born between the 1st of June and the 10th of June, you are approaching a portal of expansion, especially in the realms of creativity, technology, and cross-cultural connection. The opportunities coming your way will likely involve unfamiliar paths, projects that pull you into new environments, collaborations that stretch across borders, or ideas that feel ahead of their time. You might be surprised by how naturally these things begin to align, how suddenly the right people or resources appear. But this is not random. It's the signature of your chart, activating a timeline that was always meant for innovation. Pay attention to flashes of inspiration, to sudden interests that seem to come from nowhere. These are the breadcrumbs. They are leading you somewhere important. And for those of you born between the 11th of June and the 20th of June, the path forward takes you inward before it takes you anywhere else. What's activating for you now is less about external recognition and more about internal clarity. You may begin to feel things rising to the surface, old fears, hidden desires, truths you've been avoiding. This is not regression, it's revelation. The universe is preparing you for something that requires a clearer vessel, and that means releasing what no longer belongs. But you, more than most, know how to move through change with curiosity rather than fear. Your gift is adaptability. But now, that adaptability must be applied inward. These marked days will open the door to a deeper spiritual awakening, one that transforms not just how you live, but how you understand your own light. Gemini, you are the messenger, not in the poetic sense alone, but in the very real, energetic function your soul carries. You were designed to transmit clarity where there is confusion, to move insight from one realm into another, to take what feels fragmented and weave it into something others can understand. And during these sacred days that are now approaching, that function within you will activate more fully, not through effort, not through performance, but through a quiet, natural alignment that happens when you are simply being who you've always been beneath the noise. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about finally allowing the original signal of your soul to come through without distortion. You won't need to push. You won't need to convince. The signs will find you. Perhaps it will be an unexpected encounter with someone from your past who once offered you direction, now returning with a mirror or a message that pulls you forward in a way nothing else could. Or it may be a flash of insight arriving in the stillness of night, so clear, so complete, that it bypasses analysis and moves straight into knowing. You may receive an invitation in email, a message, A question that seems small, but immediately stirs something deep in your chest. Something that feels like memory, even if it's something you've never done before. These are not coincidences. They are signals. They are the subtle ways the universe communicates to those who are awake enough to notice. And when they appear, you won't need to question them. You will feel it in your nervous system, in the rhythm of your breath, in the unmistakable sensation that the moment has arrived not because you forced it, but because your soul already agreed to it long ago. And when those days arrive, because they will, you must meet them as you are. Not with hesitation, not with doubt, but with the quiet trust that comes from remembering who you've always been beneath the layers of trying. This isn't a performance. This is a return. When the moment calls, step forward without needing proof or reassurance. Because the knowing won't come from the outside. It will rise from within. You will feel it not just in your thoughts, but in your body. In the way your breath slows, your mind clears, and something invisible, yet powerful, opens inside you like wings, long folded, now ready to lift. These aren't just moments in your life. They are alignments between your soul's original blueprint and the divine rhythm that guides all things. You're not simply making choices. You're answering a call that was always meant for you. You are not here to drift through this lifetime untouched. You are here to embody a pattern of intelligence that brings understanding, healing, and levity to the world. When these destined days activate, if you won't just be living your story, you'll be stepping into the deeper design. The one that was written into you long before you ever learned to question your own brilliance. That design doesn't need to be proven. It only needs to be remembered. If something in these words has stirred a quiet recognition inside you, if you feel a subtle quickening in your chest, or a sense of yes that doesn't come from logic, that's because you are one of the Geminis already in resonance with this truth. These words are not meant to convince you, they are meant to activate you. And if they have, I invite you to speak back. Share what you felt. Has a new kind of energy been building in your life lately? Have you noticed your intuition waking up, guiding you with a confidence that feels ancient and strangely familiar? Your voice matters, even now, especially now. What you reveal could help another Gemini recognize their own moment approaching. If your heart has been quietly nodding while you read this, if something inside you has softened into a deeper knowing without needing evidence, then yes, you are one of the Geminis. This message was meant for. That recognition you feel isn't coincidence. It's alignment. It's the moment when truth meets memory. And your system responds, not with excitement, but with calm clarity. You've always carried the signal. Now, it's becoming audible. And if this has touched something true in you, speak it aloud. Leave a trace. Share in the comments what you've been sensing. Has something been shifting in your world? Have you felt your intuition stirring more often, guiding you toward choices you didn't plan, but somehow trust? This is how you begin to walk with your knowing, not silently, but in community. What you reveal may help another Gemini recognize the same awakening within themselves. And if you feel the call to stay connected, don't wait. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Not because content is coming, but because guidance is. The days ahead will not wait for you to be ready. They will unfold when it's time. And when they do, you'll want to be supported in how to see clearly, how to respond with courage, and how to trust what's opening. This isn't about chance. It isn't luck. It's a promise sealed before you were born now, rising into view, and it is closer than you think.